with a million smiles. Catching all the love from around the world. Whoa. Hey Shelly, won't you shine your light? Shine your light in the darkest times. You make it bright, bright. Life stream dreams, we're all by your side, by your side. Keep on doing what you do, girl. You're one of a kind, one of a kind. Shelly, Shelly, you're our light stream star, star. Keep rocking your show, no matter where you are.
Hey, 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 Shelly from the block. Jersey girl with a mouth that won't stop, won't stop, no, no. Sassy, and I'm not afraid to show it. Gonna spill the tea, you better be ready for it. I speak my mind, no filter inside. Shelly's in the house, talking trash and truth, trash and truth. No sugar coated grooves, never deep and get out the way, out the way. Jersey girl with something to lose. Shelly's in the house, time to break the rules. Break the rules to the city. I'm the queen of cool. You can handle the heat, then take the high. Shelly's in the house, drop the mic.
Hey, Shelly in the house tonight. Living it up, feeling so right. Yeah. New Jersey girl, she's got that style. Life stream queen with a million smiles. And she know the love from around the world. Hey Shelly, won't you shine your light? It's time to make it right. Life stream queens with a wayside. You're one of a kind. Shelly, Shelly, you're a life stream star. Keep rocking the show no matter where you are. Yeah.
Hey everybody, happy Monday. This is Shelly, your mouthy mama at Talking Trash and Truths, and this is Coffee and Chaos with T3. That's me. 9:33 on the East Coast on April 29th, 2024. I have no idea what the weather is like, but I get a feeling it's going to rain, but whatever. I can't believe April's almost over. Y'all, where did April go? I blinked and I missed the whole damn month. Anyway, happy Monday out there to everybody. Let's see who's joining us today. We got Wolfram dropping those links like they're hot. Wipes his paws with typos and all. Lopes in and howls. Ooh. We got Cool Gamer, Lady Awesome, Winning Reality, and Darth Hideous. Oh, look, the gang's all here. I'm sure everybody will be rolling in. And happy Monday to all of you. Thank you for joining me this morning. Darth with his typical warm greeting for everyone. I'm not going to say it because, you can imagine what Darth said. But actually, a lot of this morning's topic came from Darth. I don't know what possessed him, but I'm grateful he did it. He sent me a video this morning that I watched. Hilarious. And I have, so much to say. Shocking. I know. Anyway, I wanted to start out by sending prayers out to the victims of the tornadoes this weekend. That was horrific watching the aftermath of those. Got a lot of people that listen to us and that we talk to that we've, been friends with on YouTube for a while that live in those areas, and my heart goes out to them and I wish them nothing but health and safety. So if you could just send your prayers out to those people. Some towns were completely decimated by these tornadoes, just wiped right off the map. And that's not hyperbole. They literally these tornadoes cut a swath, and I don't think these people were prepared at all. Not that you could prepare for something like that, but it's devastating. So my heart goes out to them. I wish them nothing but the best. Sending all that good energy that way. That was the first thing. The second thing I wanted to address were these campus demonstrations. Now, all right, summer love is starting a little early, but I'm not going to get into the reasons why or if they're right or wrong or whatever. I'm literally sitting here watching the theater and the drama, and it's, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. The people that look at this and see one thing and then I see another, it's astounding. I have to say, I saw the Georgia one where the state trooper is trying to like arrest this chick and she throws herself into the grass. She throws herself to the ground and he was just not having it. He just leaned over and he just grabbed her, picked her up by one leg, picked her up by her neck, and frog marched her right off campus. And all her shit falling out of her pockets. Oh, I loved it. He didn't even blink. He must have toddlers at home. He knows you don't stop for them. You pick them up, keep going. But yeah, this chick dropped to the floor. And I was like, oh, don't do that. And she's like thinking that that's going to like, I don't know what. Is that going to undo the arrest? See, I don't get the logic. You're there. You're already zip tied or in cuffs or whatever. And then you throw yourself to the ground. What is that going to do? Is it going to delay your arrest by what? 5 minutes, 10 minutes? You know what you're going to do? You're going to piss that cop off even more. How about we don't do that? How about that's the smart thing to do? I'm not saying you say, I give my consent to be arrested or any shit like that. But I mean, if you're already in the cuffs and you see a whole bunch of people around you get arrested and you know that you're in the wrong, even if you don't know you're in the wrong, if you know they think you're in the wrong, is it going to help you to resist and put up a big fuss right then and there? No, you know what you're going to do? You're going to catch extra charges. That's what you're going to do. And perhaps the charges that you wind up getting during that arrest, they might stick better than the reasons for the original detainment. So why don't you just do what you're supposed to do until you get a lawyer and just keep your mouth shut? Keep your mouth shut. Go. Anything they say, I need a lawyer. I need a lawyer. I need a lawyer. I need a lawyer. I want a lawyer. I want a lawyer. I want a lawyer. Go get me a lawyer. Get me a lawyer. Get me a lawyer. Don't say your name. Nothing. They're not stupid. They know who you are. Like, just don't say that. Lawyer. That's it. I do not consent to any searches. I need a lawyer. I do not consent to any searches. Will it help you? It'll help you a hell of a lot more than you blabbing off at the mouth, throwing yourself on the floor, resisting arrest, and possibly injuring a police officer. How about that? Ugh. A little common sense. No, somebody's got a camera on me. I have to make a fool out of myself. You already did that. That's why your ass is going to jail. That's just my take. The other thing is this patriot group that I'm sure you've all seen the video of these idiots marching down the street and people saying, it's right wing. First of all, they're not right wing. Right wingers don't like masks. And every one of these had a professional bandit mask made. Okay. You don't just go to the Five and Dime and pick those up. All right. Those are outfitted and they're all dressed the same. They're walking in line. They go and get detained. So the cops have them like zip tied in the grass with their arms behind their back. And people are like, oh, look at the treatment they're getting from the cops. First of all, you complained when they were marching that the police didn't do anything. The police are just watching them. Well, because they were doing this thing that's not illegal called walking. It just looked intimidating. And then when the cop does arrest them, oh my God, look at them. They got them, all zip tied. Well, yeah, that's what an arrest is. That's what it looks like. But then I'm looking at this picture and I'm like, what's wrong with this picture? All right. Never mind what was wrong with the marching video. Kat, I swear to God, if you, Boo just decided to come over and attack my foot for no reason. And he never does that. Boy, did you wake up on the wrong side of the bed this morning? Get out of here. Go. Goodbye. No. Shelly is not a chew toy. Get away. Anyway, sorry about that. Cat interrupt us. I was watching this and all right, video aside, just the video of them arrested and kneeling in the grass. Here's what jumps out at me, and tell me if I'm wrong. I won't believe you, but I'll listen. Every single one of them was in a very set spot, almost formation like. It's funny, you know, how when you stand at attention or whatever in the military, that's kind of the spacing that they were kneeling in. Then they were all kneeling, boots together, knees together, arms behind their back because they're zip tied, ramrod straight backs. Ramrod straight. Oh, the Patriot Front. Yeah. The feds. And that's why, like, I was like, whoever doesn't look at that and go, oh God, that's military or fed. Like, give me a break. That's not militia. Militia is a bunch of dudes sitting around drinking beers, like not knowing what they're doing or whatever. They're not that disciplined in general. And if they are, they're not coming out to say hi. Okay. They're keeping their, their strengths to themselves. But I digress. I'm looking at them. They're kneeling in the grass for a long period of time. Ramrod straight posture. They're all the same. Not one of them is fidgeting or moving or trying to get comfortable. They're stiff as a board. They're still as death. And they're surrounded. They're also very, very calm with their masks still on, their hats still on. Everything is perfect, right? You can't see who they are. They have their backs to the cameras. That's an additional safety measure. And where are the cops that arrested them? Well, they're surrounding them as you would think they would. However, they're not facing this large group of very fit men who they just arrested and who are being made to kneel for an inordinate amount of time in the grass. They're not worried about them, as most cops would be. No, how are they standing? With their backs to these people. I don't know one cop who will willingly turn their back for more than like a second or two on somebody they just arrested, let alone a mob of people they just arrested, and be all relaxed about it, but on alert. They were on alert for incoming threats, not the threat of the people behind them. They weren't afraid of them at all. They didn't see them as a threat, or they wouldn't have turned their backs on them. They were looking for threats from outside the group coming toward them. So, I mean, anybody with any kind of survival instinct, if you just wronged somebody or did something they're not going to like, you don't turn your back on them, ever. All these cops were like, la, 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 relaxed, but alert to protect the group that they just arrested. Now, if you could look at that video and not see that, then we need to have a discussion, because I need that type of fantastical visionary perspective, because I can't see it. Common sense just screams you don't turn your back on somebody you just arrested, let alone 10 to 20 people that you just arrested. That you think why'd you arrest them? Because you think they're going to cause a problem, and now you just nonchalantly just stand there and just la 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 la. Yeah, they're behind me. I can't see what they're doing, but they're zip tied, right? So that should be fine. Oh, stop it. So that's my take on that. Yeah. Let's see what chat has to say. Dart said, April 26, 1992, there was a riot in the streets. Tell me, where were you? April 1992, April 26th. That would be the end of my senior year in high school. So I had just turned 18. Where was I? I was probably just going to class. I don't answer questions without a lawyer present. My apologies, officer. Oh, I skipped one. Tell him to come to Rumble to see what Darth said. Yes, go to Rumble and see what Darth said. Yeah, the Patriot Front, the feds. I can't with them. I can't. Like, I saw so many comments. It was so funny watching the reactions from people in Europe when they saw that. They're like, "Oh my god, look, it's militia. Oh my god, look at this." And you got the Americans going, "No, dude, see those are feds. Everybody knows that." Like, trust me, those are not, that's not Antifa. It's not like right way. It's not any kind of group other than feds and whatever they feel like calling themselves today. And it was just so funny. The one guy was like, he said, "No, it was the polo shirts and the chinos that did it for me." It's like, that did me in. It was like, yes, very scary preppies. I was like, mhm. But the mask did it for me. And the fact that they were allowed to stay on after these people were arrested. Really? Really? Okay. Whatever. They weren't hygienic masks. They were masks to hide their identity. And when you arrest somebody, you usually don't leave that on. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I've never seen it. Have you ever seen somebody leave those on? Cop would usually rip that shit right off you. Like, no, I need to see your face. What are you hiding? Open your mouth. What's going on? Like, they don't trust you. But these guys are allowed to keep these all in, guys with backpacks on. They left the backpacks on there. Hey, Wolfkinder, what's up? How you doing, mama? So yeah, so that struck me funny. This weekend, I had a really good weekend. I hope you all had a good weekend. Despite the tornadoes, I really do hope you all enjoyed yourself. I had a fantastic weekend. Winning found these Star Wars videos that, y'all, I can't, like, they're deep fakes with the face swaps and whatever, but they're so good. Like, this is something I didn't realize I needed in my life. And so it's hokey, but it's so funny. I don't know the names of them because that's Winning's thing, but I just wanted to throw that out there that this exists because it totally made my weekend. I mean, it put me in a good mood all weekend. I lost sleep for this, y'all. Like, I stayed up till after 3 this morning just to watch these, and I really didn't want to go to bed because I wanted to keep watching them. But, Winning's got to do that. Now you're cut off. Like, you got to go to bed? All right. The problem is I won't go. I'll say, I got to go to bed. I have a show in the morning. But then I won't leave. I'll just stay and keep watching them. So he takes that now as, okay, no, you said no. Come on, let's go. So that was an amazing part of my weekend. Last night we did the Sunday watch party, old school watch party. And we did that documentary, A Class Divided. Balaclava? Oh, the face mask? Yeah. The balaclava is what they call those. I forgot what they were called. Hey, Grimmy, how you doing? What up? We gotta have a chat. I miss you doing some music, dude. So I mean, I catch it on YouTube, and if you haven't caught Grimmy's, somebody will be throwing up that link real quick. But I like watching the whole, creation of it. It's, I don't know, it's a good time. It's we have fun when we do it. But back to what I was saying. We watched the documentary A Class Divided. And if you were there, I had lots of opinions. But it's about a chick who does it's a racial social experiment. And it's not purely about race. She does it using other differentiating factors. But basically, this is her way of showing how racism is, instilled in people or whatever. Like what it does, what discrimination does. The thing is, my problem is these kids didn't know what discrimination was. They didn't feel prejudices in this way until she introduced them and taught them to do it. They didn't categorize people until she introduced the topic. That's the problem. Like, ignorance is bliss. Sometimes it is. Because if you teach somebody something negative, just so that you could show them it's negative by making them live through it, 1, you're traumatizing them. 2, you're indoctrinating them. You are literally training them in how to do it. If you think that skill doesn't linger in their mind, you're crazy. That's why they picked this certain group. And she had her own little feminist agenda going on. She was one of the virtue police. Look at me, I'm so wonderful. I'm such a good person. Pat me on the back, even though I don't need it because I'm independent and don't need validation. Bullshit. Anyway, she went through like this whole thing and I was incensed from like the beginning to the end. However, I will give her credit for being quick on her feet because this woman had burns that were magnificent. Her comeback was ridiculous. She has balls of steel because she did this thing with adults where she did the same kind of thing that she did with the kids with this this experiment, this programming, I was going to say, which is what it is, but with this experiment. And she was a lot gentler, I think, with the kids, but that she was still like really harsh and like her verbiage was very outdated. This was from 1968, by the way, like around that era. She did it right after Martin Luther King Jr. was assassinated. And she said she did it for that reason. But she also said that she talked about racism from day one, which I found odd, but okay. And this is a teacher out in Iowa, again, 1968-ish. And they showed this documentary in 1984. And apparently she's still doing the circuit, y'all. She's still out there selling her particular brand of bullshit. And people are lapping it up, which I hate. I hate. You do this to an adult, okay, that's one thing. Don't do it to kids. I don't think these social experiments are valid when it comes to children because they're way too impressionable. I don't appreciate the trauma being forced on kids like this. And she wanted to like train hundreds of teachers to do this. And like that set up such a feeling of dread in me and violence because I know teachers like this. I know so many of them. I know administrators who are like, let's do this. Bitch, you haven't been in a classroom in 30 plus years. Do you even know what we have to face? No, you don't. You know paperwork. That's what you know. So education aside, that I had tons of opinions. Please, if you can, go watch the old school watch party documentary thing with me winning last night. It was a really good show. I felt like we got a lot of things like on the table and we talked about a lot of different points were made. And then we watched Life of Brian, which was hysterical. Life of Brian by Monty Python has one section in it about the dude wants to be a woman. And it is so on point to satirize what is going on right now. Like, I was like, when would this movie is so old and it's so relevant. So relevant. So much of it. You got to see it. It's hilarious. Unfortunately, I had to deprive everybody of my laughing commentary because the sound was a little wonky. So I just muted myself the whole time. I kind of felt like, by myself though, because I'm laughing by myself and I'm like, I didn't like it. But otherwise, it was a fantastic weekend. NFL draft, winning is happy with the Eagles pick, so that I don't have to worry about that. I'm not going to pretend like I know anything about it. Really not. I know shit all about football except that my team sucks. It's been sucking for like a decade and it's probably going to continue. So I give up. Like, I love them, but I love you more over there. And I'm not going to look at you or even hear your name, you blue bastards. I'm so mad at them. So mad at them. Let me go just check out chat. I gotta go back. Grammy said he hopes everybody has a great week. That's sweet of you. Submitted a track for feedback on Abstract Music last night. Raving reviews. Progress is happening. Yay! Congrats, Grimmy. That's awesome. Oh, I'm so happy. You worked so hard on those. Daisy Girl said, hello, sweeties. Stopping by to hit the like button and say hello. We'll be back later. All right, Daisy, you take care of yourself and those puppers. Tell Maddie I said hi. Wolfkinder, is that the if your parents are still together, take a step forward, or the blue eyes, brown eyes? It's the blue eyes, brown eyes tribal thing. Yeah. It's that chick. we really enjoyed the like massive trolling she did with the adults in that work for the correction facility. Like that was hilarious. That entire thing was hilarious. And I'm sitting here just reading body language like oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Because it's amazing what comes out of these people's mouths is exactly the opposite of what they're actually thinking, feeling, and showing with their body language. And the only thing that I could come up with was this is why this works, because they don't want to be the odd man out. They don't want to have to suffer the consequences. They're like, okay, if you can't beat them, join them. Their heightened willingness to assimilate and capitulate and just give in to this bully that's like berating them from the front of the room, swinging her authority dick around like it's, like she's a helicopter. Like they were too willing to give into it. And their bodies were screaming, don't hurt me, don't hurt me, don't hurt me, don't look at me, don't look at me. Like they were just shrinking right before me. One lady, I could see her, like she was very vocal in return. Like she had all the comebacks and she was, she had that attitude and she's coming back and she's getting snarky. And I'm like, oh girl, I know you want to cry. Cause I could see it. She's trying to puff herself up and her eyes were like more hooded. Her shoulders went forward a little bit. She started putting her arms in front of her. She was like, she's leaning her head forward, but her shoulders were going back. So it was like, oh, she wants to fight, but I could tell she looked like she was 2 seconds away from crying. Now, I don't know if she was going to cry because she was mad or she was going to cry because she was just upset and hurt. I happen to think it's all of those, but I think mad was winning out. And she was so frustrated with the situation and so offended that the tears were like right there. Because I could see it in her face. I could see it the way she actually, at one point, she shook just a teeny tiny bit. It was like 2-3 shivers. And if you're not looking for that in somebody, you're not going to see it. And that's why it's like, it's weird for me because it's like, this is what I do. I literally break down every single little thing that's going on with that person. And it tells me something else in my head than what they're telling me. So, and I would put money on my assessment. I would put good money on it. Grimmy said, I came across an interesting video. There's a joke there. I'm not going. The other day, people inadvertently train their partners to be toxic, raising their voice, shocking for attention. Yeah. The bad habit is not listening or hearing your partner until they're upset. It trains them to get upset. Yeah, that's true. If speaking calmly and stating your needs falls on deaf ears, but anger works, the person will eventually just jump to anger. Yeah, they won't even try. Operant conditioning. Yep. Wolf Kinder 3. It's sad, Grimmy. It is. It's sad because you get to a point where now you're just expecting that all these things don't work. I'm not even going to bother. Let's just jump to the bad conclusion to get it over with. And then they're like, well, why do you always push me to anger? Like, and it's the back and forth. And it's a breakdown in communication because nobody wants to admit that maybe we're not doing this right. Maybe we created this. Maybe we need to undo it. And the thing is, like with this lady, I said she introduced it. You can't unfeel something once you feel it. And I was telling Winning the impact that she had, that these kids, when they were adults, 14 plus years later, when she said, do you remember? Yes, I remember how I felt. They all remembered exactly how they felt at every point in those 2-3 days. How many people are you going to meet that are going to say there are 3 days of emotions where I remember every single thing that I felt, why I felt it, and what I thought? Every one of those kids remember that stuff in 3rd grade. They remembered it 14, 15, 30 years later. Because I guarantee if you ask them today, how did you feel? They'll tell you. They'll tell you exactly how they felt, why they felt that way, what caused them to feel that way, what they did when they felt that way. And they still won't understand it. They'll think they do, but they won't. And there's residuals. There's a resentment that you carry because humans not good at letting go of stuff that bothers them. And the impact on these kids' minds, on this trauma that they all got to experience together, which of course was trauma bonding. Oh, it made them closer. Yes, trauma bonds do that. That don't mean they're healthy. They really don't. I don't know why people are like, oh, you trauma bonded. Yeah, that's not a good thing. It's really not. It's really not. It's just the road to codependence. So yeah, the fact that she thought that, oh no, I did it, but I undid it. No, that really bothered me. It really did. And that's how relationships are now. You know, you get to that point and sometimes you can't go back and fix it. You know, you can't unring a bell. You can try to be better, but that song's already been sung. So you have to evaluate if you can get past that in the truest sense of the word. Wolfkinder said there's a Big Bang episode where Sheldon keeps giving Penny candy to change her behavior. I remember that one. Yep, he gets her to stop raising her voice to a high pitch when she's excited. Oh yeah, no, like you'd be surprised like how well that works. I was joking last night with Winnie because I was like, oh wait, now's my time to dance, monkey dance. Because he knows, as you all know, this is not a secret, that if you start a jingle or a song or whatever that I know, even as I'm just reading it, I'm going to start singing it. I will literally stop what I'm saying just to like sing that song or whatever. And don't go throwing lyrics up in the chat. I know you wise asses. Don't do it. But I mean, that's what I do. So he can just literally sit there and go through like 20 different, and I will sing every single one if I know it. Every single one. No, he can click it off, like click the music off, and he will catch me singing the song at the exact same time. Because that's what teaching kindergarten, that's what I learned to do. I turned everything into a song. Every song cue, I'm good at cues. Like I like to see it as a plus. If you don't like it, well, go fuck yourself. But I know y'all, I woke up in a weird mood. Granted, I only got like 3 hours of sleep, but it is what it is. What else did I want to tell you guys? Oh, before we get to like the main thing that's really just tickling my funny bone. WrestleMania. We watched SmackDown on Friday night, and they had their draft picks, their first four draft rounds. So round one, SmackDown got Bianca Belair, Carmelo Hayes. Raw got Jey Uso and Seth Rollins. Round two, SmackDown got Randy Orton, who I happen to like very much, and Nia Jax. She's a beast. Monday Night Raw got Braun Breaker and Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan is the one who attacked Rhea Ripley in the hallway and fucked up her shoulder. She had to give up her title for now. She'll get it back. I like Rhea. Round three, you got Friday Night SmackDown got LA Knight. Not a fan. I'm not a fan. Just saying. And they got the Bloodline. So they got Solo Uso, and they got Tamatanga. And of course Larry the Wise Man. But yeah, I'm not loving this new turn that's taken, but we'll see. Raw got Ricochet and Sheamus. Sheamus is the, burger eating, doughiest, whitest man on the planet. Apparently he's just translucent, or he's headed that way, but lots of red hair. And then round four, we have SmackDown got AJ Styles. Again, I'm really not a fan of him. Really not a fan. I just don't like him. I just don't like him. Andrade. They got Andrade. And then Raw wound up with the Alpha Academy, which is like Chad Gable and Otis and that little dude. I can't remember his name. And the chick. I don't remember her name. Granted, I'm still like new to this, so be happy I got this. And they also got Kiana James coming over from one of the other subsidiaries, one of their other sections. The NF is it NFW not safe. No, that's not safe for work. NXS or NXT, I think it is. So she's coming over from there. She's cute. I don't know if I like her. But then again, when I first saw Tiffany, I didn't like her. And now I'm like, it's Tiffy time. I get all excited because she's just a hoot. And god damn the boobs on that girl. She's got a nice ass too. I mean, there's not a place on her I wouldn't rest my sandwich, I can tell you that. But just saying, I could make a meal of her from head to toe. Having said that, that's that part of the draft. Tonight is the second half of the WrestleMania draft, so I'm looking forward to that. Now, getting to the main point, now that I'm all caught up, let me just check chat real quick. We did the pitch. People may forget what you say or do, but they won't forget how you made them feel. That's right. And she made them feel ashamed. She made them feel targeted. She made them feel like victims. And she allowed the ones who victimized other people to lie and say that they felt bad about it. No, they didn't. She's like, how did that make you feel? Did you feel better when you were doing that? Like, no. Yes, you did, you little bastard, or you wouldn't have done it again. See, that's the thing. If you're going to be mean and somebody says, do you feel better? Be honest and go, oh, yeah, a little bit. Like, admit it. Just don't try to, oh, no, I feel bad. That's why I'm apologizing. No, you feel bad and you're apologizing because somebody called you out on your bullshit, too. Like, if you were that's the thing. She gave these kids permission to be assholes. Here, I'm giving you the tools you need. I am going to weaponize all your, insecurities and your, childish ability to claim superiority because they're kids. If you're the authority figure, they're literally, this is not now. This is 1960s, 1970s. Teachers had power back then. Now we have none. I can attest to that. But back then, parents didn't really question teachers much. Teachers didn't go to parents for permission to do things in their classrooms. They didn't even go to their administrators. They just did it. I mean, I don't ever remember my teachers saying, oh, we're going to do this, but I have to ask the principal if it's okay first. No. She just went, and if she decided we were going to listen to a record and discuss it all day long, that's what we friggin' did. She didn't ask the principal. Why? Because the principal is in charge of getting us through the hallways at a decent, pace, doing the assemblies, doing like all the arranging of the days. What goes on in her classroom, that stayed in her classroom. That was her domain. Now it's all the administrators that they have their, fingers and everything. And it's like, ugh. It makes me sick. I don't want to talk about that because it's going to ruin my mood. But anyway, so Dart sent me a video. I don't usually get DMs from Darth early in the morning. So like as soon as he sent that, I was like, what's the matter? Are you okay? Like I thought something happened. But yeah, no, he sent me this. Oh, wait, nerd. Hey nerd, gonna be in and out, making a hash brown and sage sausage, onion, scrambled eggs. Yum. That's great. I hope you enjoy it. Sheldon is a horrible character. Sheldon is a lot like a lot of the kids that I taught and a lot like my son, but you're entitled to your opinion, retarded as it might be. Lass. Oh my God. Yes, love that episode. Yeah, I mean, Sheldon is just an extreme version. It's meant to be extreme, but there are people out there like him. To be fair, Big Bang Theory started out making fun of nerds and developed into watching their character arcs. Yeah. My problem with that lady was she said she wanted to program the kids. I don't like that kind of stuff. Nerd, if you paid attention, she already programmed the kids. What she said was she wished she could program them to have the reactions that they wound up having. So she wanted to program them to learn the lesson, not go through the lesson. But the thing is, you can't learn something like that without the experience. And once you introduce that experience and make them go through it, it's a wild card what the end result is going to come out with. She wanted to have a very set result. She had an agenda. That's what she's talking about, what she wanted to program them. But she already was programming them. So it was a moot point. Okay, so Start sends me this video. He was like, here, watch this. It's hilarious. You got to watch it. And it's called, dear God, it's called Men Are the Prize Now, Drizzle Drizzle, by Night Talk, KNIGHT Talk. And I watch it, and it's this black dude that's playing all these videos of these soft era boys and women's reactions to them. Now, you might ask yourself, what's a soft era boy? Well, a soft era, a soft boy era, I should say, is the reaction of men to girls having soft girl eras, where they think that you have to pay for everything. These are all these women in the last years who have come out and said, oh no, what do you bring to the table? You better buy me a car. You better pay my rent. You got to take me to nice places. This is the invention. These are the people who invented that list of places not to go on dates. So like you can't take them to Cheesecake Factory. You can't take them, to like mini golf. These are not acceptable dates because you're not spending enough. Funny that they think a good date has a price tag, but whatever. Some of the best dates in my life that I've been on have cost absolutely nothing to anybody. Going for a walk, sitting down, watching TV together, laughing over things, sitting, having a long ass conversation, playing cards. Like, are these like your typical first dates? No, these are dates once you get to know somebody, but they're still dates. It's time together. This whole concept of you have to take me out for me to feel like our relationship is working is ridiculous. Don't put a price or like an agenda on somebody else feeling something for you. What they do and what they spend are two different things. And believe me, when you've had as many bad relationships as I have, you realize that time is actually priceless. When somebody's willing to put in time and effort and care, that means more than any dollar amount they could drop on you. And you've heard me say it before, big gestures and gifts and stuff like that don't fucking impress me. In fact, it makes me really uncomfortable because that's you showboating. That to me, that says you are doing something so other people can congratulate you on being so wonderful that this is this big thing you did. But you never listen to me saying, this makes me uncomfortable. I don't need this. I don't want it. I actually want the opposite of this. So you're fulfilling your needs, not mine. And then you want a pat on the back for it. And then if I'm uncomfortable, I'm ungrateful. No, I'm just not used to that kind of thing. And this means nothing to me. If you're going to buy me all right, so if you're going to buy me a ring and the ring costs I don't know, $1,500, $2,000, whatever. And you do it and you give it to me in front of a group of people and make a big show of it. And then when I wear it, you make sure to show them the ring, show them the ring, show them the ring. Yeah, you're proud that you did it. But if you do that, yet at the end of the day, when I'm trying to tell you I had a bad day and this person said this to me and I don't know what to do. like give me options, but you don't have time to listen to that. And you're like, you know what? We all have problems. Just go be a bitch, do whatever. Like, it's not really my concern. I don't get involved with female problems. If you're going to do that and then give me the right, those are two totally different things. I put way more value on you being there for me to help me through something emotionally and figure things out logically than for you to give me a ring that I'm probably going to get hit in the head for when they rob me. So, like, money means shit to me. It doesn't mean shit. You're not giving anything of yourself when you buy bullshit. Like, don't be creative. You know, I'm creative with you, you're creative with me. But it's a mutual back and forth thing. Wait. Amber, hi. I completely missed you. I'm so sorry. Did I miss anybody else? Amber, happy Monday. Happy Monday. I'm catching up. Outpost nerd. My opinions are not retarded. Sheldon was allowed to act that way, and when confronted with any view he saw as less, he would get hostile and cover it by acting superior. Oh, yeah. Sure. By the way, retarded is retarded. I know you put retorted and then retarded, which is just rehoeing. Just put that out there. Amber, seriously, the best dates I've been on have been the simplest and unplanned. Once we went into Chuck E. Cheese playing like big kids. Oh, skee ball. I love skee ball. I mean, skee ball and air hockey make me very happy. Also, those video game boots with the basketball hoop set up, and it keeps giving you the best ones. Just keep throwing them. Oh, I fucking love. I'll play that for like an hour. Ugh, till my arm is sore. I love that game. My son likes to do that with me because he's very competitive. I don't know where he gets it from. But we play that all the time. He does not like to play air hockey with me because I'm vicious. Like you want to go? We'll go. Like I'll play that all day. I'll play for days on end. I don't care. I do not like to lose at air hockey. I will keep going. But yeah, the basketball thing, I love that. But skee ball is an oldie but goodie. I mean, that's the down the shore pastime. So yeah, I used to love skee ball. And my kids do too. They love all the games that I love. My son's not big on the coin pusher thing, but occasionally he'll get like in the mood. What was I gonna say? Oh, so back to like the soft boy era. So I thought it was hilarious because this is a video of men trying to like mimic or act like these entitled women. And the women are on this video saying, oh, these men should be happy to provide for a woman. That the reason that they're doing this, that they're pretending to do this like soft boy era thing, is because they can't provide. This one chick actually said a man is happy to provide everything a woman needs, provide rent and a car and pay to take her out and pay for her clothes and pay for her makeup and pay for her to go out and get her nails done and to, buy her gifts all the time, take her on trips. And I'm like, where are these, like, how do you have all this time to get this shit? Because obviously you don't work. None of these bitches work. And if they do, that's their money. You don't think they're sharing that, right? Because that's the mentality. What's mine is mine, and what's mine is mine, and what's yours is mine. That's the mentality they have. That's some bullshit right there. Dude, just get away from me with that crap. I grew up with tons of girls like that. And yup, they did. They got the husbands and they got the house and they got the brand new car. And you know what else they got? They got husbands that have girlfriends and husbands that have mistresses and husbands who don't want to come home because they're not getting a goddamn thing, but they won't divorce them because one, it's against their religion. And two, they don't want to have to pay their whole paycheck to this bitch. And she takes their house. So they don't have a place to like go home and like get an occasional hot meal. Like, So they put up with it. And they just live completely separate lives and they just living in the same house. And they show up smiling for pictures and smiling for family get-togethers. But otherwise they're miserable and they're all happy with their girlfriends or whatever. And the wives are all, oh, he's cheating on me. I'd cheat on you too. Bitch, you're lucky I didn't leave your ass. Like, no, stop. Stop being selfish. Women, oh my goodness. Stop it. And these are the people who told me that I'm too nice. I'm too generous. So it's like, okay, but I look at them and I go the whole other way because what they do is so disconcerting to me. It's so atrocious that I don't want to be anywhere near them. So I have to go the other extreme because there's no middle ground. Because if you're even remotely like them, right away, you're just, whoever sees it is going to slap you right into that category of, entitled bitch. So it's like, I have to be the antithesis of that, which doesn't do me any good either. But, I would rather be seen as being, too generous than being some selfish ratchet bitch. So yeah, so this went back to the list of the no good place for dates. And I was watching it and I wrote this down because I was like, they're saying, drizzle, 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 drizzle is what the dudes are saying, right? In response to what they said. I forget what their little catch thing was, some izzle thing. But they're like, yeah, drizzle, drizzle. And I was like, drizzle, drizzle. You know what? Good. 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 Because these females sound idiotic and selfish. Make them sound worse. Go ahead. Just mock them openly. Because what do these women have in common? I made a list and I was like, let's see, what are the things that most of these overreaching, really selfish, demanding, just annoying chicks have in common? They all have fake hair, fake nails, high-end clothes, but no jobs. So where are they wearing these like designer clothes to? You what, wearing them to ShopRite, to Stop and Shop, to Kroger, like where, Publix, Piggly Wiggly, like where are you wearing these? You need a Louis Vuitton purse for what? To put no money in? Because you got nothing. Are you putting in there what, the phone that he pays for? The car keys for the car he pays for? Is this your this is your thing? Okay. A lot of them have a whole bunch of kids. Are those kids that guys? No. Are they going to let him be a father? No, they say, oh, my kids need a daddy. No, your kids need a father. Are you going to let this man be a father to your children, including discipline them? No. The minute he says something to your kids, you can be like, don't talk to my kid like that. Who are you to talk to my kid like that? Which the kid is going to hear. So he turns around or she turns around and says, you're not my daddy. And that's how that begins. So, you not only took all his, pay and everything, and he stepped up to, help you be a responsible fucking person and try to be a family. There's no cohesion because you just robbed him of any authority he had. Because humiliation is a tactic that they use as a weapon. Any opportunity to knock them down. Now, I'm not saying this about all women, and you know that. I'm talking about these specific, highly demanding, delusional freaking females are like this. What else do they have in common? So we already established they usually have a bunch of kids. So with the bunch of kids comes a bunch of exes, a bunch of baby daddies who are a pain in the ass and who aggravate them on a daily basis. And you are not allowed to say shit, although if he starts with her, she's going to expect you to step up and defend her. That ain't right either. And you just say, no, that's not my business. They're not my kids. It's not my baby daddy. Like, you don't got to deal with my baby mama. I don't got to deal with your baby daddy. Stop it. They all come in with this bad attitude, right? They come in going, don't be telling me what to do. And oh no. See, do you see all this? Do you think that this is cheap? No, you have to you need to provide for this if you want it maintained. And I don't cook. I don't clean. I just don't do any of that. Because I'm not saying it's one race or one origin or one whatever, one ethnicity. They all do it. Everybody that does this it is a variety of backgrounds. And the only thing they all have in common is they're all shallow little shits. So here we go. And they're good with the mind games. They love mind games. What else do? They all have that bad attitude. They all talk back. You notice that? Every one of them got something to say. You just can't bite your tongue and just shut the fuck up, can you? You just can't. You gotta have something to say. In that moment, you gotta come out on top. Why you always gotta be competing with everybody? That's what they do. Is he said something, and you gotta say something. Girl, that's your man. Shut up. Like if he says something like really nasty to you in front of somebody, like that was rude or whatever, and we're gonna talk about this later. You don't cause a scene in front of other people and let them sit there eating popcorn while your whole relationship just falls to shit. Just don't. And don't do the humiliation thing where, oh, you little dick motherfucker, because they love to go for that. You broke ass motherfucker, you little dick motherfucker. That's what they go for every single time. They'll go for your wallet and your dick size. You could be sporting one that hangs past your knees. They will convince everybody that your shit fits in a thimble. Okay? You wear a thimble for a jack cup. That's what they do. They go for the pain, right? Go for the humiliation. Go for the, whatever's going to make everybody laugh and think, oh, girl, you shot out. Like, that's what they do. What else are they good for? Like I said, they do the punch back. And I'm not talking about just words. Like, they will hit you and then be like, don't hit me. I'm a girl. No. It don't work that way. And if you think that's how it works, hold on. I got to go get my sister, my cousin, my mother, whatever. Somebody's going to come back and kick your ass. And you better hope he don't have a female best friend or a close friend, because he will tap her and be like, this bitch hit me. And said I couldn't hit her back. She'd be like, I ain't got the same problem. Very back. Hold my earrings. Like, that's it. The ultimatums. These are the chicks that love the ultimatums. See, if you don't do this for me, I'm out of here. You don't they're the ones that go, you know what? That's all right, because I could just date your daddy or your brother or your, like your best friend. Bitch, God, you're evil. What is wrong with you? Stop. I don't get the whole like, oh, you hurt my feelings 5%, so I have to destroy your entire existence and fuck you up for the next woman that comes along. Oh my God, stop. What do they need? Oh, I need you to fulfill my needs, not her emotional needs. Not yet. That's not the top of her priority. She needs rent, spending money, car payments, constant attention, unlimited patience, the highest tolerance for drama you've ever come across in your life. You need the ability to be stoic in the face of abject public humiliation, because she will do that. You need the ability to read their minds 24/7 with no hints given whatsoever, out of the blue, clear, cold read, and you got to be 100% accurate every time. Now, while you're doing all this, these girls also tend to want you to be sweet yet tough, sensitive and talkative, yet a good listener. They want you to be communicative but non-critical. They want you to be fully supportive, but don't do anything that I didn't tell you to do, because I don't react the same way you do. And on top of all of those things, you're not allowed to have problems. You're not allowed to have feelings or reactions of your own. You're not allowed to have any kind of drama or relationship really with your buddies, your high school friends, your family. You have to somehow work a huge job that makes a lot of money, but spend equal time with them and be at their beck and call whenever they have any kind of need. And on top of that, the piece de resistance, you have to be romantic. Now, boys, gentlemen, amigos, you got to be all those things. She ain't got to be shit. She doesn't have to be shit. She's just got to show up. She don't have to cook. She don't have to clean. She don't have to treat you well. She don't have to be nice to you. She don't have to answer your calls because you ain't my daddy. You ain't my husband. You got no right to tell me what to do. I'm not reporting to you. I don't tell my daddy where I am. And I know it might come across as like one demographic, but literally like so many women I know do this. Black, white, brown, orange, red, green, purple. It doesn't matter what color they are. They all do it. If they have a uterus and some ovaries, they do it. And I know a lot of women who don't do that. Thankfully, I know a lot more of those now than I knew before. Tell me who you hang out with, and I'll tell you who you act like. But these women who do this, who demand all these things, they bring nothing to the table but an overinflated sense of self-worth. Somebody in their life told them they were a princess and they believed it. No skills, no natural beauty. Like, I mean, have you ever seen these girls? From all the makeup they wear, when they take it off, their skin is disgusting. They are full of like pock marks and just huge pimples and blemishes and discoloration and like big pores. And it's like, yeah, because you're literally putting poison on your face 2 inches thick every day. You know what skin needs? Oxygen. It needs oxygen and some sunlight. But no, they're just keep packing the chemicals on top. That's fine. Fine. It's great. How old are you? You're like what? You're in your 40s? You're 22? Oh, my bad. Like, yeah, I'm sure you're going to age real well. Don't worry about it. This is what they bring. They don't bring any authenticity at all unless it's just shown that they're authentically a bitch. And that's my main question to these women. Like, you're demanding all these things. Tell me what you bring. And I don't want to hear, oh, I bring me and everything. Like, I have so many skills. Like, I am a worthy person. I know my worth. You know your worth? All right. Everybody who puts value on anything, like in the business world, they have to list why it's worth that. They have to list the assets. What are your assets? Yeah, you want me to like invest in this. What do you have to give? If I'm investing in you, what's the return going to be? Like, I'm just supposed to what? Because then it's not an investment, then it's charity. If you bring nothing to the table and you want everything, that's a charitable donation. You might as well just be like, that man is your form of welfare. Instead of sucking on the government tit, you're sucking on his tit, but you're not giving him the same respect you give the government. I can guarantee that. Even though he could walk away from you a lot cleaner than the government would. It kills me. It does. It kills me. What do you bring? Now, here's the thing. Like, the way I look at relationships, and I didn't always look at them this way. I've never had a whole lot of faith in relationships. Y'all know that. I have issues. Okay. I have more issues than Rolling Stone. I've said that before many, many times. But when I look at relationships, I think there should be reciprocity. I think there should be a mutual exchange. Again, the seesaw. The seesaw has to be even. It's going to go up and it's going to go down on both sides. The thing is that you work together to bring the balance back. It's got to be a group effort. It's got to be between the two of you. If it's a one-way street relationship, it's going to fail anyway. You can only take so much. If it's a very uneven relationship, again, it's going to fail because the person can only take so much. Maybe you're with somebody who's a glutton for punishment and they're so wrapped up in you that they don't give any attention to themselves and what they need. Like, they know they need things, but they're not willing to leave you. That happens when you're very, very young or very, very old because there's that fear of, I don't want to be on my own. Like when you're young, you don't think you're going to find anybody else. And when you're really, really old, you're like, I'm too old to fucking find anybody else. Let me just hang out to him until I die. And that's it. Like, but that's, I know it's a horrible outlook. And I do have a very dark outlook on many things, but it's the truth. Um, you have those two things. But when you're in that like middle bracket, say like late 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, I do think that you look at them and go, look, I'm putting this in. If you're not going to put the same in, I can't do this. Like, I'm running out of time. I don't want to waste time. I don't want to waste my life. I don't want to get to a point where I think that I'm with somebody that I don't really even like. And I'm completely drained. I don't have the energy to spare. And we really don't. Our bodies are going through so much that we're just like, dude, my mind is so young and my body's like, bitch, no, you're not. Like, it's got to remind me every day. So, yeah, you make the things you do count. You don't want people in your life who are going to take advantage or who are not going to, help you the way you help them. You look for that balance. You look for somebody who works with you, somebody who's complementary, somebody who's the yin to your yang. They're the salt to your pepper, like they're just, you work well together. And it's not a competition. And there is no animosity because you're not pushing at each other all the time. You're the ones who linked arms and you're going forward together. And your roles are understood. You set the tone through communicating it early on. And you know that as time goes by, people do change. You're going to change each other. This is where people, I think, get messed up. They're like, oh, well, you want to change him. No, here's the thing. He wants to change. I want to change. We both want to change, as in get better. We're not changing to please the other person. We're changing because our circumstances are changing and we have to adapt and we have to evolve, but we're not doing it for the other person. We're doing it with the goal in mind. We're doing it organically because we're learning. You can't help but change when you learn. You might not change for the better either. There's always that, but you can change. Castro, what's up, my dude? Somebody on Rumble, can you take care of that spammer? I don't know if you're there, Daisy. Let me see if I can go over because this chick, you know what? Let me do this because she is spamming the hell. Mute. Delete this message. Yes, please. Thank you. Hey, Castro. You know who understands their roles? Lizzo. Oh, that's just not right. It's funny, but that's not right, jackass. I can't believe you got me to say that. Wait, let me go back. Amber said, it has to be a mental disorder for women to only feel desired and love in the form of material things. Yeah, I really do think it's this weird mentality that they've adopted after being told that, oh, you got a vagina, so you're worth so much more than you think you are. Like, no. No. Because guess what? They can buy those online now and put it in a drawer when they're done. Okay. So don't think that your shit is magical. It's purchasable and cheaper than you. Amber said, in any other aspect, they would require therapy, like those who equate abuse with love. Yep. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Only these people become the abusive ones. Overused cat. Talking shit, girl. Hey, Andrea, how you doing? Overused cat. They definitely got some beef curtains going. Judge Maddie, what's up, my dude? How you doing? Today's not going to be a long stream. I'm going to tell you that right now because I'm exhausted. I'm in a great mood, but my brain is oatmeal. It literally feels like it's going to just come rushing out of my ears. And I wasn't even going to be here like 10, 15 minutes, except Darth dropped this on me this morning and I had to talk about it because it is so goddamn funny. In fact, I don't normally do this. Dun, 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 dun. That is the link for his video. I highly suggest you watch it. Hey, Susie, what's up? I highly suggest you watch the video that Men are the Prize now. Drizzle. It's freaking hilarious. Indoor, outdoor pussy. Yeah, you got to be careful of those because they tend to, go a wandering. Yeah, no. Do me a favor and check out that YouTube video. Leave that dude a like. I've seen a lot of his stuff before. He does make me laugh. And I really do like supporting everybody. I don't care how big his channel is or how small. We all need the help because YouTube has us all struggling out here. So back to what I was saying. Yeah, I think there should be an exchange. There should be exchange of effort, respect, care, trust, appreciation, and vulnerability. You're not going to maintain a relationship with somebody if you're not willing to push yourself beyond your comfort zones. You got to be vulnerable sometimes. You have to be willing to, be mushy once in a while. You have to be willing to accept and be tender. I mean, what am I willing to do? To please the person that I'm with, to keep them happy. Well, what was I raised to do? It happens that what I am willing to do and what I was raised to do coincide. Did I do this in most of my relationships? I tried. But when you're not appreciated, when it's so uneven, you get to a point where you look at them and go, no, I'm done. You're like, no. And I didn't have animosity about it. I didn't go around. The only person, like I told you, I've been mean to is Miguel, my daughter's father. And he had it coming. And he still has it coming, and he will till the day he dies. There's a lot of channels that need to be shilled. All right, throw your link up there. Throw it up there. It's not like you don't have a wrench. Nerds doing shows all the time now, guys. Start going because he needs an audience. If you don't know, he talks about movies, talks about sci-fi, he talks about Dungeons and Dragons, he talks about bullying, he talks about a whole host of things. Very interesting. Check him out, give him some support. Also, Suzanne, if you could throw out that link to what was his name? Something of Iron? Stark of Iron, I think. Is that it? Is it right? My brain is not good this week. Last week it was bad, but this weekend, yesterday, I was getting very frustrated because I couldn't read. I knew the words. My brain would say the words. My mouth would not pronounce the words. And it was getting I was ready to cry. And then winning through the Star Wars thing on, I was like, okay, I'm better now. I'm better now. We're good. Because it was really it was wearing me down. Anyway, to wrap up, I mean, what am I willing to do? What did my grandmother train me to do? I was thinking about it, and I was like, you know what? I don't think I ever saw my grandfather open the refrigerator. Ever. Now, I lived with them my whole childhood. So it's not like I wasn't around, and I wasn't allowed to be anywhere but my grandmother's side or the parlor. So if I was in the parlor, he wasn't there anyway. But if he was there, I was next to my grandmother. Learning. Learn how to act. You learn how to do this. You learn how to do that. when I was with the boyfriend that she liked, she was like, "Okay, did you hear what he said before during dinner?" I'm like, "No." And she's like, "Well, he really wants chocolate cake." I was like, "Good for him." She's like, "Go make him a chocolate cake." It's 8 o'clock at night. Do we even have box cake? She said, "Oh, box cake." She was like, "We have recipes for chocolate cake." You want me to make a chocolate cake from scratch at 8 o'clock in the night when I just put my daughter to bed after like an hour and a half of putting her ass to bed for him because he happened to mention at some point that he likes chocolate cake and kind of wants some? And she was like, "Yeah." I looked at her like she was stupid. I was like, "Are you kidding me? You want me to do all the?" He didn't even say, "Shell, can you make me, like a chocolate cake?" She made me make that chocolate cake from scratch, right? Oh, yeah. The only thing I was allowed to go buy, because we didn't have any confectioner sugar and we didn't have enough butter, was frosting. And she was like, "Just tell him you'll be back in a minute. I'll keep him company. It's all right. I'll make coffee." Literally had to run to the store, 2 blocks to the store, get the damn frosting and run back while the damn thing was in the oven. She was like, "It's fine. Just cook it and then run to the store while it's cooking. Come back and then you can put it on the thing on the counter to cool. I'll open the window and get it ready." She sure as shit did. She went and got a cutting board, put it on the windowsill in the dining room, opened the window because of course it's freaking winter. And when they were done, she helped me put the pans and everything right on the windowsill. And she was like, "They'll be ready for frosting in about 15, 20 minutes." Now, mind you, he's sitting at the table grinning because he sees me run around like a chicken without a head making this goddamn cake for him. And I'm thinking, what the hell has he done for me? But who made the cake? I did. Did he say it was good? He said, "Yeah. Oh my God, this is delicious. Thank you so much, Graham." Not thank you, Shelly, for making the fucking thing. No, thank you, Graham, for making me make it. Do you know what it took for him not to wear that cake? What it took was me sitting next to my grandmother at the table watching him enjoy this cake while she pinched the shit out of my thigh to tell me to shut the fuck up and let him say whatever he wants to say. That's my training. Mhm. When I watched Dangerous Liaisons, I watched it in my teenage years. I didn't get a lot of the dialogue. I just knew I liked the sex scenes. So I watched it. It was titillating, literally. And I mean, John Malkovich with Uma Thurman, you don't think how young this chick is in this thing, but it was just like, it was very sexy. It wasn't something we would normally see. But when I was older, I'd say in my late 30s, I was watching it one day and Glenn Close starts talking about the things she learned to do as a woman. And I found myself going, "Oh." So it wasn't just me. Because I could relate because she said, I would sit there and smile and listen and nod along while under the table I dug a fork into the back of my hand. And that's what I'm used to. That was how I got trained. You smile no matter what's going on the inside. Even if somebody is pinching the fucking skin at the back of your upper arm and they're giving you one of those little burns because they're twisting you. And you just gotta don't flinch, don't flinch, don't let them see. Just keep smiling. Keep smiling. Don't let any inflection in your voice. That's why when I go into that mode, that disassociated kind of mentality, oh, you're fucked. Yeah. Mm. Now we have a problem. I'm not saying I'm gone at that point, but you're definitely gonna have a problem. Because now the clock is winding down and the time bomb has been set off. And it's only a matter of time before and the fallout goes all over the place. because now I have to bide my time. Oh, okay. So when somebody does something and I automatically get like polite or quiet, that's a problem. So like if we get into a fight and you like start doing something, you say something really nasty to me and I go, okay. No, I mean, that's great. It's fine. No, don't worry about it. No, you didn't hurt my feelings at all. No. Yeah, no, absolutely. 100%. Let's just move past it. Yeah, no, wait, because you just woke the demon. And it's just sitting there going, no, it's all right. I got patience like you wouldn't believe. Keep going. Because now I'm going to catalog everything and there's going to be like nuclear fallout for me. But have fun until I explode. Go ahead. Keep going. Keep going. Just keep shoveling the coal onto the fire. It's fine. Stoke that bitch. Keep going. We're good. Yeah, no, that's what grandma taught me. And that's what that movie, I was sitting there going, wow, okay, so it wasn't just me. Like that's not something that you're born to do. That's something you learned. Grandma was good at teaching that. I hate chilling for myself. Got an afternoon stream. In fact, Velma has a season 2. I didn't watch season 1. I don't like it. The link for the fundraiser, May 10th, to help me get plumbing. Thanks in advance for any help. Stop in for the entertainment. Absolutely, Susie. Judge Maddie, Andrea knows she put the stream off 24 hours. She's been sick the last few days. Oh, clumsy. I hope she feels better. Wolf from chocolate cake. No, wolves are not allowed to have chocolate. It's very bad for you. Now, if you want to switch over to you, then maybe chocolate cake. But wolves get no cake. I don't abuse wildlife. Thank you very much. Oh my God. What about that Noem bitch that shot her dog, her puppy in the head with the goat? What'd the goat do? Was it a rabid goat? Or what? Like that satanic verse that they said kill a dog and a goat. Don't kill one separate from the other. Take them both out and shoot them. She shot her puppy in the head because it was untrainable. Bitch, how about maybe you were not good at training? How about that? How about that? Like, oh my God. Like, I can't deal with people like this. I can't. Like, not only should you not be in charge of any kind of government decisions, your ass needs therapy. There's something wrong with you. She's like, that's how things are on a farm. Not from anybody I've ever talked to that ever had a farm or a ranch. To just shoot a puppy because it's untrainable? Are you stupid? Oh, well, we took our 3 horses out that we had 25 years and, we put them down because it was time. Like, really? I don't know anybody like that. Anybody. I've never met anyone like that. This bitch is crazy and I can't stand her. I really hope that she does not win any election ever and that she crawls into a hole and fucking curls up with the bones of the animals that she slaughtered over the years. Bitch. What a heartless, demented see you next Tuesday. I can't. What's up with your plumbing, Suzanne? We have none, pipes all frozen, busted. That's Canada for you. Hold on 1 second, guys. Hi, guys. Sorry. Child interrupt us. Dart said he shouldn't have to tell you, drizzle. First of all, I was 23 at the time and didn't know shit. Okay. So, but we're not going to go there. Maddie, what's wrong with her nerd? I dropped your link. Oh, bugger, send to the plumbing angels, right? Once those pipes go, oh God, my grandmother was like manic about that. She really was like, oh, go. It's going to be whatever temperature. She kept an eye on it every day, like her whole life, because she had busted pipes once in the house and she refused to ever go through it again. And she's like, go, run the tap a little bit. Just leave it. Just let it drip a slow drip. All right. I'd have to go to every freaking sink and like run the water a little bit. We don't want them to freeze. And it was bad because like the one wall we had that had most of the pipes didn't have another building on the other side of it. So it was just open to the elements and those pipes froze quick. Like really quick. Andrew, thanks for hauling water and I'm not in good health. I'm doing like 3 to 4 things at once. I wasn't paying attention to chat. Good to see you. Hi to everyone else that dropped in. I wasn't paying attention. My apologies. Oh, honey, it's all right. You're busy. You got babies. Andrea, love and strength, Suzanne. Absolutely. The dog had been attacking animals and people. No. She's got a puppy that ran after chickens. All right, let's not misconstrue that. A puppy is going to chase chickens. All right. If she wanted to train him, she would have had a keychain that said, put down the chocolate, no one gets her. Yeah, that's just my motto for life. I don't need a keychain for it. Sometimes pushing back is just pushing back, and it's annoying. Susan Dolan in the USA from many of our groups, same problem with her. Yep. Stark did a fundraiser for Susan Dolan as well. Cool. For the frozen pipes and stuff like that. Y'all are switching topics so much I can't keep up. Wolf Candace said, I used to teach basic dog obedience. I taught a friend's rescue lab to leave their ducks alone in less than 2 hours. Birds are walking squeaky toys. Exactly. Yeah, puppy is weird. I've had to put animals down, but it's always reluctant. I mean, always. Because that's a life. And just because the dog isn't doing what you bred it to do or got it to do, maybe it's just not equipped to do that. So how about you give it, like, sell it, put up for adoption, whatever. There's got to be another use for it. You don't just snuff a life out like that. That tells me that you have no regard for what goes into making anything. Like, life means nothing to you. You're probably one of those people who likes to experiment on freaking puppies in a lab. Like, you think it's perfectly acceptable if a whole bunch of animals suffer so that you could wear eyeliner that doesn't irritate your skin. Fuck you. I'm sorry. I'm meaner to people than I am to animals. Sorry. I just, animals aren't malicious. Animals aren't duplicitous. Animals don't like to talk shit about you and make you feel crappy and then pretend they're your friend to your face. Like, they're not like that. They're not duplicitous. And then, like, always want a pat on the back. So, it's funny that way. That's why I trust them and I don't trust people. On that note, I'm just going to wrap up what I was saying. What am I willing to do? What did my grandmother raise me to do? Luckily, she raised me to perform the duties that I want to do. And she did show me that there are going to be good times and there's going to be bad times. When you make a commitment to somebody, you're not committing to them at the best times. You're committing to a life with them. And life can get ugly. Life gets difficult. There's sorrow and there's suffering and there's grief and there's, work to be done. It's not always going to be, sunshine and rainbows and big smiles and everybody's in a good mood. Somebody's going to be low. Somebody's going to be sad. Somebody's going to be sensitive. But there are going to be times of happiness and joy and mutual, like, love and caring and support. There's going to be accomplishments and celebrations. There's always ups and downs. But when you're in a relationship where most of it is just down, where most of it leaves you feeling empty and alone, and you're worse at the end of the day than you were at the beginning because of that person, not because of other external factors, just because of that person, then you need to reevaluate your relationship. And you need to see if that's a commitment that you're willing to stay with and if it has a future. If the future is nothing but misery and you choose that, that's your choice. Dumbass choice, but I get it. I do get it. People are broken. They're afraid. Maybe they don't want to be alone. My mother is like that. My mother cannot be alone. She just can't. It completely destroys her as a person. She's just one walking like neurosis. But I saw her like that, and then I had my grandmother who was always alone, even though she was married. So you have the one who's always looking to be with somebody and can't be on her own because it takes away from her as an individual for some reason. And then you have the other who stays with somebody even though she's alone the whole freaking time and miserable. These were my examples in life. Or you had my great grandmother who was with a man from the age of 14 till the day she died. Well, the day he died. Because of course all our men die before us because they choose to. But, no. Just happens the women in my family outlive the men by 10 to 20 years. But I remember her relationship with my great grandfather. They spent their whole lives together. They worked for everything they had. And it was mutual. If she had to get a sweatshop job for a while, then she did. If she had babies, she stayed home. If they had to live 6 people to a room until they could save up enough money to put the down payment on a bigger apartment or a bigger, rental space, that's what they did. Instead, they lived in one room in a cold water flat, 4 stairs up on the 4th floor, with always a walk up. Mind you, she had 5 children. He hauled ice and coal and did whatever jobs anybody needed to do and sold his wine that he was growing, out the back windows off the clothesline because that's how he grew it. Like my great grandfather was very inventive. He was very creative. But he saved up money until they could buy outright, no down payment, no mortgage. He outright paid cash for a house. $2,000 for a brownstone. 4 stories with a yard. All theirs, no payments. All he had to do was pay property tax and maintain it. And that's what he did. A house that my cousin just sold, or my uncle, I should say, just sold for $2.5 million. Yep. $2,000 investment that they saved and scrimped and, lived in squalor for. I think it was 5 years it took him to raise that $2,000 to save it. And then they bought that house, $2,000 cash, sold for over $2.5 million. Told you, my family, they just step in shit all the time. But, they worked together for it. And I remember them in that house. They never thought of themselves as wealthy, ever. They were always worried about money because they always wanted to make sure that everybody was taken care of. Because if you went out of the house and something happened, they wanted space for you to come back. If you wanted to go to work, but you had a kid, she'd watch your kid. There was no paying. That's family. They just, all right, just send them down here. There was no, I'm busy doing this. Send the kids back upstairs. No, kids were always around my great grandmother. And my great grandfather worked with her. They all did that. Wait, what? I missed a whole bunch of stuff. Uh, wait. God damn it. Put down the chocolate. No one gets hurt. Susan Dolan in the USA. But I mean, like my grandparents, they never argued in front of us. I mean, I don't even remember any stories of them having like big fights. They would razz each other. Oh my God. How they would friggin' like, they would just tease each other all the time. But they weren't overly affectionate. They were very stoic, like very, very quiet people, believe it or not. I mean, when they got started, yeah. But I mean, for the most part, like they were never combative at each other. They never competed. Every single thing they ever did was together. You know, when my grandmother wanted to, well, when my great grandmother wanted to do her kitchen over, she didn't want like this huge, like, oh, high, like modern kitchen or whatever. She wanted a more efficient kitchen. And even though my aunts were like, oh, we can get this appliance and that appliance, she's like, that's not what I want. And they said, well, Papa will get this, Papa will get that. And, Bubba Nunn, which is their Papa, turned around and said, no. Mind you, this was all like Italian. But he said, no, I'm giving her the kitchen. So if she wants more cabinets, if she wants the money, this is the money we have to spend. If she wants it to go toward cabinets and counter space and like, then that's what she's going to get. She doesn't care about the oven being whatever. She doesn't care about the brand new refrigerator. What she wants is a washing machine to fit right here. Like she doesn't want to have to go downstairs because it hurts her knees now. So if we could get one upstairs, that'd be great. So that's what I'm going to do. Like he did what she needed and wanted to make her happy and fuck what everybody else had to say. He was like, I know you all have opinions. It's not your house. I'm doing this for her. I'm not doing it for you. You're all grown. Go out and do your own thing. Like, this is me and my wife. We're here to take care of one another. I'm doing this for her so that she's happier when she's taking care of me. It was mutual. They both benefited from it. And they made sure that that's how most of their transactions and like their decisions were made. It was never out of, like, oh, I want this and you just won't give me. No, it was, they talked about it. And all right, which has a better list of, benefits? That's what we're going to go with. And that's what they did. So, I mean, I have all these examples to choose from. What is my propensity? Like, I have a tendency to want to just take care of somebody. What does that mean? That means listening to them. That means making them laugh when they really don't want to. That means trying to get them to step outside their emotional comfort zone. That means feeding them. That means, pampering them a little bit, being honest, building them up so that they see themselves the way I see them. Maybe instead of saying that thing that's really irritating the shit out of me, just bite your tongue because it ain't that big a deal. Let it go. It's also being willing to tell them, okay, you're doing this and it's damaging our relationship because it's hurting me. You don't come out blaming, saying, oh, well, you do this, so I got to go. Like, okay, this has been building up and you're doing this and it's hurting me. I need you to do this. Maybe I wasn't specific before. Maybe I wasn't clear. That's my bad. You have to be willing to take some of that freaking blame. Other people are not psychic. You can't possibly know what's going on in my head, especially if I'm not entirely sure what's going on in my head. It's unfair. It's unfair to think somebody else can just know who you are, especially if you're different than most of the women they've known. You might not be that different, but y'all know you think you are. We all think we're different than the women that came before us. Just like the guys think they're different than the ones that came before them. Maybe they are, maybe we are, but you don't know, and it doesn't really matter. Different or the same, just tell them who you are. Show them who you are. And when they tell you and show you who they are, believe them. Don't romanticize it in your head. Women tend to fall in love with what they see as far as potential rather than what's in front of them. And when they start down that slippery slope, they stop seeing anything negative and they only focus on the good. And they idealize them. And while that's sweet in the moment and it's very romantic for like a teenager to do, as an adult, it doesn't really work because it's not sustainable. And people start to falter and you start to get irritated and then you get turned off and then you start to create distance and then the relationship's over. The only thing you haven't done is like actually cut the fucking, cord. You haven't cut the ties between you. Because you keep that, oh, maybe he'll change. No, if he's got to change that much, then that's not a relationship that's good for you. I'm just saying. Fall in love with the person as they are, not as you hope they're going to be or the potential you see. Because you could see all the potential you want. If they don't want to do it, that potential is never going to be reached. So what would be the point? That's just an act of futility and a whole lot of frustration you don't need because you're already pretty bitter, probably. I'm just guessing, but you're probably already bitter. You don't need more experiences to make you even more bitter and turn you into a, like harpy. That's what I call these women. They're harpies. Like they just screech and cry and just gimme, 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 and they bring nothing. So don't be that chick. And don't be with a chick that's like that. Put some fucking work on yourself too. Same problem with her. Obedience. I'm trying to find where I was because StreamYard decided to do that little scrolly thing that I hate. There we go. Suzanne said, Stark of Iron is an amazing entertainer and a human being. That's awesome. I'm glad he's helping you out. I am. She said she hated the dog. It was her daughter's dog. She decided to make it a hunting dog. And it embarrassed her in front of others. Yep. Yeah. Well, some people like to defend people saying, oh, it did this, it did that. But no. I must go. The vacuum is calling me. Oh, Wolfkinder. All right. Have a good one, honey. I hope you have a wonderful Monday. I will see you soon. Suzanne said, Yepers, I trust my doggy more than most people. We got him from being born wild to perfect trained service dog with a working vest. There you go. There you go. I don't know. Cats are malicious. Tucker steals cash from me. My cat steals food. Fucker steals. I was like, Tucker Carlson comes to visit you. You named your cat Tucker Carlson? Because that would be funny. That would. The fucker steals cash from you. What does the cat do with your cash? Like, does she go out and buy treats with it? Is she like, does the Amazon guy come to the door and she's like, here's a tip. Thank you for the treats. And so remove the link, nerd. I can't ask Shelly to post twice. Why? Just leave it there. Fine. Suzanne said, Wolfram, if I had money, I would dump it all on Shelly because I know behind the scenes that this woman does for folks. You be quiet. And, oh, Lord. All righty. Wolfram, I don't have the boobies thingy. Damn it. My reaction is,
motherfucker! Oh, God damn it! Shit.
But Wolfram came in with a super chat, so here we go. I'm looking for all the different ones. You know I got all of them.
Said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire. Said, oh Lord Jesus, it's a fire.
Wait, I got to do the last one. It's quick. I'll do
because I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me.
See, that's the short form. So, but Wolfram, thank you very much with the $20 super chat. You're amazing. It's on Susan Eckstein's behalf. That was very, very sweet. Thank you very much. But I don't do a lot. I'm just me. I appreciate it very much, though. You made my morning. Thank you. Suzanne Wolfram, awesome. Oh my God, I'm crying. Thank you, Suzanne, for saying what you did. And thank you, Wolfram, for sending that on her behalf. It's amazing. I'm all red right now. Like, you made me blush. You have plenty going on right now. You're very welcome, Suzanne. There you go. T3, some good news. The nurse came out and brought me a new oxygen machine. That's awesome. Oh my goodness, that's awesome, honey. I'm so glad. Yeah, you needed that for a while. I had looked into them. They were like, there were some that were like not bad. They were like the $100-$200 range, but they didn't look reliable and the reviews weren't good. So I was like, why am I going to get her a machine that's going to break? There was one that I saw that I wanted to send to you, but it was like $700 and I couldn't fucking swing it. And then you yelled at me. So I was like, all right, I won't buy it. So I was going to send it to you. Suzanne, that means giving Gary ass munch lamb $2,000. Pay what you owe, Gary. Oh yeah, Winning freaking played that during the show last night. Where's the money, Gary? Better pay what you owe. Where's the money, Gary? So it's just, it is what it is. But listen, I'm never gonna see that money. Never. It's never gonna happen. I accepted that. Does it make it right? No. But it shows what type of a person he is. It shows exactly what type of person he is. So, you know what? That was an expensive lesson for me, but it's a lesson well learned. Lots of bucks. Yeah, I know. That's all right, though, because I know that I did something out of the goodness of my heart, and I did it with good faith, and they broke my faith. So I just won't do that again. It sucks for anybody else who's going to need it. And the thing is, I learned my lesson. Did I, though? Because I'm still, I'm still too generous when it comes to, oh, here you go. And then I don't expect any of it back. Like I've said before, my great grandmother used to say, if you lend money, don't write it on paper, write it on the ice. And just let it melt away because you're never going to see it again. Always give money with the knowledge that there's a good likelihood you're never going to see it again. So unless you can completely do without it forever, don't give it. It's not your responsibility. But she's also the person who taught me right up until the day she died, always give more than you take. Don't expect anything from anybody. Provide for yourself and provide for others. And be that person. Be the giver. Don't be the taker. My great grandmother she was the wonderful little Italian lady with the temper and a half and whatever. Like I said, she was quiet, but you didn't cross her. She was the quiet swing great grandmother. she had that hand of iron that she could, and I was like, when she fell in the street and broke her hip. Well, I should say she broke her hip and then fell in the street because she was just sweeping the sidewalk and her hip broke and she wound up in the gutter in the street and she just sat there. She didn't complain. She didn't cry. She pulled herself to the curb and she just sat on the curb with the broom right next to her and waited for my great grandfather to come home. And he picked her up out of the street because he saw her from like a block down and he came and he, what's the matter? Yeah, Anna, what's the matter? And, oh, my hip hurts. Like it hurts right here. And he picked her up, brought her in and, got everything together and waited for my aunts to come home. Neither one of them complaining. He wasn't like, full of all emotion. She wasn't hysterical crying or, ooh, it hurts. They waited for my aunts to come home at 6:00 from working in New York, so that one of them could take her to the hospital because they needed somebody who spoke English. And my great grandmother, she could speak English, but not be in pain and speak English. She was not capable of the two. I forgot what. Oh, but this is the woman who went through this. And I remember when they told me, I was like, I looked at her and I said, I didn't know your bones could break. And she looked at me and she smiled because she knew what I meant. Because when she hit you, it was like you were getting hit with a metal bat. She had a swing on her. Her bones felt like just metal rods. Just bam. And it was just, you're like you lost your breath, even if she just tapped you. So I didn't think her bones could break. And then she knew that because I used to tease her all the time and be like, oh my God, like stop, it hurts. It's like getting hit. I used to say it's like getting hit with a golf club because that's what it felt like that kind of metal, unyielding, but like still like light and unobtrusive looking, but it fucking hurts. She was a trip. Y'all would have loved her. Oh my God. She had such a funny take on life. Such a funny take. Everything for her. Whenever something happened, she would say, oh, in Italian, she'd say, like, here we go. Here it's going to come. Everything comes at once. Everything at once. Tutta navo. Tutta navo. She just sit there. You have one problem. She goes, throw everything down. Tutta navo. Meaning she knows that it's just, this is the one thing in a whole line of shit that's going to just roll out. And she was always right. It was like, oh, good. The dam is breaking. Here we go. She was funny, though. The whole write it on the ice thing, she made sure, because she knew what it was to do without. Yeah, she knew what loss was. She knew what struggle and real pain and deprivation were. And she wanted me to avoid that as much as possible by accepting that you're not going to get everything that you give out. She knew that. She knew you had to work hard. She knew you had to have a good heart, but she didn't see anything as a negative. My great grandmother. Everything was an opportunity to her. All right, you gave them money, write it on the ice, watch it melt away. That's going to teach you that giving is better than demanding and then taking. And it'll make you think more before you give again. You'll learn to evaluate people. You'll learn to, decide, is this worth it? Is that worth it? You won't be so like not spend thrifty. You would be more like thrift worthy, or you would think better about what you spent your money on. You wouldn't be so free with your money. You wouldn't waste it. Frivolous. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. The frivolous spending isn't something that you do on things. She always thought you should spend and invest your money in people. A new refrigerator isn't going to make you any happier than the old one. It's not going to improve the world. You might enjoy looking at it more, but that's it. It's a very superficial type of enjoyment. But if you're helping somebody, if you're lightening their load, if you're giving them just a little bit more light in their day than they've had, if you're lifting the veil on that darkness that they're suffering under, that's the better investment. That's what she taught me. Invest in people. Don't invest in material objects. Because a fire could wipe out an entire house of things. You're not going to cry over it for long. You're going to go out and you're going to replace those items. You can't replace people. You can try, but nobody's going to be the same. Nobody's going to fill the same void that person left. So that's where she was heavy-handed with me. She worried about my relationship with people. And it's because she saw that everybody around me placed all the emphasis on money. She once said, and I was young, she said, I wish I never bought this house. Because it made my family think they were better than they were. And her thing was to tell me, you're not better than anybody else. You're not better than anybody else. You can help other people be better. You can make yourself be better, but you're not better. But you're not worse. Everybody deserves a chance. And she believed in second, third, fourth chances. She believed in forgiveness. And she taught me that. You know, she made sure I knew that. She had a really good heart. I don't spend a lot of time talking about her because it was just, there's so many memories that are still kind of foggy from that time in my life. Like, I remember them, but I don't know that I trust all of them. So, like, I'll run them past my mother and she's like, I don't remember that. I'm like, all right. So then I'll just abandon that because I'm like, I don't know. Like, I know it happened, but I don't know specifics. It's hard for me to retell a story that I don't 100%, believe in. But she was a wonderful woman. She really was. So old worldly. Everything you think about, like a rustic Italian grandmother, like that's what she was. I'm not talking about an American Italian. I'm talking about Italian, like old world, like has dirt on her feet because the floor is still made of dirt. Like walks up mountains like nothing, carrying like tons of groceries with a donkey behind her. Like that kind of woman. She was that woman. She was tough, but she'd hug the shit out of you. And she loved to pinch cheeks. Oh my God. She used to pinch my face cheeks, like not my ass cheeks, the cheeks on my face. I'd be like, it's still attached. Like she pulled the friggin' skin right off my skull. And she would just laugh. And then after the pat, you get that double slap right where she's like, okay. And that was a love tap. That's what she called it. It's a love tap. She's a good woman, though. I'm going to end it on that because I like leaving with that image of her. She was cool. She was the Joe Cool of my family. Nothing rattled her ever. Ever. Woman had seen it all. You could come to her with bones sticking out. She, yeah, all right. Go get me an ace band. She just wrap it up. All right, now go to the hospital. Nothing bothered her. She was unflappable, unshakable. And I really wish I could be like her because she was very secure in who she was. She didn't wonder if the family loved her. It was just, no, you love me. And if you don't love me, I don't know what to tell you. You're going to respect me regardless. Her boundaries were very clear. Her expectations were very clear. And I dig that. I dig that about her. I wish I could have been more like her. But on that note, tout travail, it all happens at once. I'll leave you with the last thing that she used to say all the time. You drive me, trotte la couette. She said, I just want to wring your neck. That was her favorite thing. And she'd do the hand motions of wringing your neck. And I thought she was so cute because she was so tiny. It was like, can you reach my neck, Grandma? Like, Mama Nun, can you reach my neck? But anyway, real quick. The universe will send you money. Yeah, the Marvel universe. In one of the other dimensions, that's where I'll get it. Let me tell you something. I fully believe there's a dimension out there where I am completely like 100% healthy, on the mend, doing everything, have a wonderful relationship. I have like tons of kids, tons of money. Like just everything is hunky fucking dory. And that's Bizarro World because this is reality. So, but that bitch that's over there living that life, good for her. I hope she sends me some of her happy energy once in a while. But no, I thoroughly believe there's some universe. That's my fantastical thinking. There's some universe where everything is perfect, and I'm probably bored out of my mind. I guarantee. Anyway, I love you guys. Happy Monday. I told you it was going to be a short one. I kept it to 2 hours. So enjoy yourself, and I will see you in the funny papers. Don't forget, tonight is Unrig the Game. Let me see what the chapter title is. Tonight on Winning Reality, we have Unrig the Game, Chapter 7 of The Great Awakening by Alex Jones. It's The Deep State Makes Its Move. Very timely chapter. So I suggest you all head over there and see what we got going on. I'll be in the chat waiting for you. And I really hope you join us because it should be very good. You know, we start out on YouTube and then transition over only to Rumble. If you don't have a Rumble account, please get one. They're free. They're a lot easier to register for now than they were before. Trust me. Absolutely free. There's no obligation. Just create an account, go over there, follow him. He's at 402 followers right now. I'm so excited for him. So excited. And while you're over there, since I'm shilling for him, follow me too. I have 77 followers. But I mean, I literally only started this, January, I think. Whenever Rumble decided to make it easier for people to stream on StreamYards, that's when I started. Before that, it was just sending videos over, which don't do crap. But yeah, so do me a favor, give him a follow. If you're following me on Twitter, thank you. If you're not, what's wrong with you? Go over there and follow me on Twitter. Follow Winning. But I will see you guys hopefully tonight at what time? At 8 o'clock tonight. Winning Reality for the Chapter 7, The Deep State Makes Its Move. It's very nicely timed. And I know he didn't plan it that way. So, and check out that video that I threw the link up there for this guy, Men of the Prize Now, Drizzle. It's 22 minutes. Do it at 1.25 speed. It's hilarious. You have to listen to these dudes making demands. I mean, there's guys on there who are like, you need to girl, you need to pay for my hair. You need to pay for my car. You got me a BMW. I am a Mercedes type of man. Like, you need to up your game if you want this. And I was hysterical. And they're like, drizzle. And it's so funny. That's why my subheader says sizzle, sizzle. You know, like, if you know, you know. But check it out. You will not be disappointed. It is freaking hilarious. If you missed the link earlier, I'm not going to make you go back. I'll just repost it real quick. Thank you, Darth, one more time for sending that to me. There you go. That is the link to the video by Night Talk. Night as in KNIGHT, like Knight in Shining Armor. Check it out. I swear to God, you will laugh so much. It was so good. Oh, and please, yes, follow Darth Hideous on Rumble. He's got 97 followers. Come on, guys. You can get him over 100. You can do that. Did somebody throw up Dart's Rumble link? Por favor. Por favor. Por favor. I'm sure Wolfram or one of them or Suzanne has you. Or, you know, pretty sure that, yeah, somebody will put it up there. There you go. There's Darth Hidious's YouTube channel and Rumble channel. Thank you very much. Get him over 100, guys. Come on. We could do this. No problemo. And thank you, Darth, again for sending me that video. That made my morning. Because I really was just like, oh, I don't have the energy. And that gave me the energy. I was hysterical. So thanks again. Having said that, I will see you guys tonight at Unrig the Game. And after that, I will see you in the Funny Papers. Mwah. Bye, guys. Love you.
Jersey girl, I know that you're a Jersey girl inside. 4 a.m. at a diner, stop singing, living on a
And doggone it, people like me.
I'm thinking maybe you're a Jersey girl with all those highlights in your hair. No other girl can move like you. We pump our fists, damn right it's true. And I don't care what they might say, they'll never get us anyway. So be my Jersey girl, and take a little ride with me tonight. And let's get dirty, girl. I know that you're a Jersey girl inside. The way you turn it up, turn me on, and then you take it off. Make it hot, make it loud. We'll wake the whole town. Jersey girl, I know that you're a Jersey girl inside.
Yeah, listen up. Let me tell you about a girl from Jersey. She was looking so fine with her hips so curvy. I wanna over down to Seaside Heights and a boardwalk fight at the end of the night. Hey, hold up, got a situation, got a condensation from the girl's gyration. She's hot like the girl next door with a tig gold bitties that I can't ignore.
Who the fuck starts a conversation like that? I just sat down.
I'd be a boss.